Good night for the New York Knicks as they defeat the Indiana Pacers in their home opener, 123-98. I'm Dexter Henry, joined by the great Knicks writer for SNY, Ian Begley. Ian, the Knicks, game one was a struggle on the defensive end. Game two looked a lot better. How were the Knicks able to turn things around defensively?
I think part of it was Boston Celtics versus Indiana Pacers. Boston, obviously, the best offense in the NBA, but you have to give the Knicks credit. Thought they got out to shooters much better tonight than they did the other night in Boston. I thought Karl Towns on screens was more aggressive coming out to the perimeter, so maybe that was a little bit of a different wrinkle. But Towns said the coaches did a great job of getting these guys ready to play in the practices between the Celtics game and the Pacers game. He credited the coaches for the way the defense came out and played.
Yeah, and they played tremendous in this one, held the Pacers to 10% shooting from downtown. Tyrese Halliburton, no points in this contest. Okay, we can laud the defense, but the offense was pretty good too. All five Knicks starters in double figures. How impressed with you what the Knicks did tonight offensively, and what's the ceiling for them in terms of offense going forward?
I mean, really spreading the ball around, right? There was, as you said, Dexter, Jalen Brunson, a lot of points. Mikal Bridges was fantastic in the mid-range, and when he's shooting like that, I mean, this team is going to be very tough to beat. And I think we could retire a little bit the Zapruder films on Mikal Bridges' form. I think he looks all right now. He's really bounced back nicely this game, second half against Boston. But yes, the offense, I think, is going to carry this team on a lot of nights. It's going to be ahead of the defense, especially early on in the season. So there are going to be games when they're winning with their offense and their defense is, middle of the pack. I think that's just the nature of this team. When you add karl-Anthony Towns and the way that you set things up, this offense should be very good.
Yeah, it should be, and they definitely showed it tonight. Very efficient night for the offense. I want to talk about two players. One you just mentioned, Mikal Bridges, in his home debut, also Karl-Anthony Towns, or Bodega Cat, as some of you are calling him. Both players making their regular season debuts here at the Garden. What did you think of the performance of both of these guys in their first game that actually counts here at the Garden?
You know what? Bridges was fantastic. The shooting, we all know. He also defended very well. Just a lot of good energy. And he just looked very comfortable within this Knick offense. I thought the floor was spread so well on offense. And that, to me, is a credit to Karl Towns. The ball did not go through him a lot against Indiana, but he still impacted the game on offense, even when he didn't have the ball, because he's drawing his defender out to the perimeter. That opens things up for Jalen Brunson to attack, and then good things happen. So I think you credit both of those guys for the result tonight.
Yeah, definitely great job by them. And also Cat with a double-double in that one as well. So very impressive performance there. Now the rotation looked a little bit different tonight. Tom Thibodeau shortening things, went with 8 guys for most of this game. Is that a sign of things to come, or do you think we could see Pacome Dadier play again down the road?
I think you could see Dadier again down the road. I think there was a reason that he came in against Boston when he did. That reason is the coaches feel good about him. I think he's surpassed some internal expectations with his play in the preseason and in training camp. So I think you could see him again. I wouldn't rule him out of any future rotations. Maybe Thibodeau just felt a certain way about a certain matchup, and that's why he went that way tonight. Would not rule Dadier out, though, in the future.
All right, interesting look at what the rotation will look like going forward. Last thing for me, Ian. Okay. This was a tale of two games. We know what happened in game one against Boston. Knicks looked really good tonight. Some people were jumping out the window after game one, but the Knicks with a strong performance tonight. What do you think is great for them out of this win that they can build on going forward?
Jalen Brunson just talked about the intensity coming out from the jump and being ready to play from the jump. Said that was kind of lacking against Boston. He said that's not acceptable. So maybe they found something out there. And also, again, just being aggressive on the perimeter defensively. I thought, again, Karl-Anthony Towns getting out to shooters or being more aggressive in that pick and roll and some of those coverages, I thought that made a difference. So maybe you look at that going forward. And then looking way ahead, Dexter.
Yeah.
I do think still Landry Shamet will be back on this team at some point if his rehab continues to go well with the dislocated shoulder. So you keep an eye on that moving forward.
All right, so hopefully depth coming for the Knicks moving forward, but a good night in their first win of the season. It came in their home opener, 123-98 over the Indiana Pacers. He is Ian Begley of SNY. I'm Dexter Henry signing off from Madison Square Garden.